All right, guys, so I'm going to be installing the HOLOSUN 507, excuse me, there's the 407C with the green dot on my Benelli Super Black Eagle. Got it set up there on my Phoenix shooting bags. I like using those for pretty much everything. I got this Picatinny rail from EGW, and it's specifically made for to fit this Benelli. So before we start getting to the mounting part of that, we have to get rid of these plugs right here. And to do that, basically we're going to take off the whole barrel and then pop these out from the other side. I'm going to set this down here and do that, and I'll show you the last one so you know how I did it. So it dawned on me that maybe some of you might not know how to do that. Basically what I do is you just got to remove that front cap right there, just it unscrews, and then you slide the barrel forward, exposing the bottom of this so you can get at where these plugs are at right here. All right, so just to show you, that is what it looks like when you have it off, and you can see those plugs right there. And basically all I'm going to do is take a awl tool and I'm going to tap them out with a rubber mallet. All right, as you can see, those popped out. You can see through, exposing the thread. I'm going to save these in case I take this pick rail off and just want to put it back to open bead. But super simple, didn't take a whole lot of pressure. If you have to whack on it, something might be wrong. It really pops out very easy. I need to clean this gun out. Okay, so there's a couple different components. Some of the HOLOSUNs already come with this base plate that allows you to use a pick rail. Some of them do not. This one did not. So I'll put the part number in the description, but it's basically just a HOLOSUN to pick rail plate. It's got these two posts here which line up with these two front holes. I don't know if you can see that, these two, and then the holes that you see through there are your where the screws go through. And HOLOSUN provides you with screws that already have a little bit of blue Loctite on them. So you just use the ones that are to fit this. It comes with several different ones. Also, the EGW pick rail comes with two different sets. It comes with a yellow and then a red bag. The red bag is what they suggest you use for mounting to a Benelli. So these do not have any Loctite on them or anything like that. So I will have to add some Loctite. It recommends using blue Loctite. So I'm going to use my fat wrench just because it recommends you to have about 20 pounds of torque. And it takes the shorter of the three screws that are included in the HOLOSUN. So I'm going to put those in now. I will save you the screwing in part here. Okay, there's the pick rail. That little notch side goes to the front. You just got to set it up there, line up the holes, and basically what I do is I just kind of barely put them in. Do the front, then the very rear, and don't even bring the 20 pounds, just barely tighten them down. And then just go back like you would do like a tire or something like that, and just kind of alternate, go back and forth, making sure that they have they're snug down all the way and it's even. So Oh. There we go. That's it. Now we're ready to mount the actual reflex sight. Now, where you want this depends on preference. I'm going to kind of check that out right now and see where I like it, and then I'm going to make it. Okay, I shouldered it. I found where I like it to be, and now I'm going to mount it. You're going to see on the bottom of this, you're going to see a little, if you ever haven't done anything with a pick rail, it's got this screw, and that screw is going to go in one of these grooves. So you need to, one of these grooves right here. So you need to make sure that the dovetail connects on both sides and that the screw is going to line up with one of these grooves. All right, so it turns out I like it almost about midway. That might change a little bit when I go to set it in, but this is also a Torx bit. And also suggested at 20 pounds, so I got that already set. I'm going to torque that down. There we go. 2 clicks. Good to go. Now we're just going to have to go and sight it in. And I'm not going to claim to be an expert on sighting these in for sure. But what I've done on my other guns is I've looked at it and I've adjusted the elevation. So this pick rail is going to add 20 MOA, and then this is already going to be higher. So wherever it's pointing right now is undoubtedly going to be much higher than what your bead is. So what I've done in the past is I've lowered this down almost to the point where I see the green dot and the bead together. And that's what I use as my starting point. And then I just zero it in from the yardage that I want it set at that point. So that's where my starting point is, and I'll show you how I do that. Just to let you guys know, I end up making an adjustment because after I tighten it down and play with it a little bit more, I like it all the way back. I think it gives me a little bit more up and down elevation to play with. I could see the bead better. And my face placement, I don't have to mess with it as much, having that a little bit closer back to my eye. But again, that might be something, preference things for you to check out. All right, so the HOLOSUN comes with this little tool to make your adjustments, your side adjustments. And it's kind of strange. So if you're gonna do what I told you to do to match the dot up with your front bead when you're looking through the sight, or to get it close anyway, you're up and down. You're going to see it's going to be definitely going to be above it. And your initial thought process is you're going to want to go, because you see how there it says, let's see if you can see that. It says up is going to the left, so down is to the right. You're going to want to go down. Your thought process is going to want to go down, but you actually have to turn it to the up to get that down. So, because up means where the shot's placing. So if you get that, how that works. But anyway, so it's probably going to take 2 full revolutions to get it where you're going to see the green dot, whereas the green dot or red dot, whatever you get, is going to be sitting above your bead. Again, that's my starting point, and then I take it to the field, set my target up, my patterning board about where I think my effective range is going to be, and that's when I make the adjustments. So we're going to head out to the field right now and shoot this Benelli in. All right, so we're out here. We're going to pattern this this gun, this load. I landed on the Foxtrot Thunder 8x9 TSS 12 gauge 3-inch, shooting it out of the Benelli Super Black Eagle with that's an Indian Creak choke. That's the .665 choke. So I got a board set up down here at 50 yards at a dot, and I'm gonna take a shot now and we'll take a look at it. All right, so I was aiming at that and pretty much threw the whole thing high left. You can see the majority of that. Those holes are left there, so I'm gonna make an adjustment and then we'll get a turkey head up there. Try it again. All right, we made some adjustments on the HOLOSUN. We're gonna shoot again, 50 yards. And our little turkey target set up down there. We'll see what it looks like. There's the wad, which is only like 10 yards from the actual target, which is kind of cool. Ah, man. Still really high, I think. Because now it's got a little bit better pattern here. It still needs to come right. Definitely needs to come down. All right, made the adjustments, and I think left to right we're good now. It seems like the majority, I don't know if you can see all those, but the majority of them are right here in the center. But I was aiming here and the pattern's up here still. So we're quite a bit high still. Quite a bit high. All right, I'll make one more adjustment and then we'll go from there. All right, I made my final adjustment. That looks a lot better. Still looks like maybe just a touch left. But I do have wind blowing left to right now, so I don't want to mess with that too much. I might have to come back out here, but for the most part, it's pretty close to being dialed in. I'm going to fine tune it on a better day. All right, so thanks for tuning in, guys. We got that red dot all dialed in and installed on the Benelli. I just got to do some fine tune adjustments when it's not so windy out. I didn't want to keep throwing ammo down the line here and possibly, you know, making adjustments that don't need to be made. Thanks for joining us, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.